Let's get into the final moto of the day, MX1 Moto 2.
Okay, Goldie, with the Royal Distributing banner in the background, we are going to do a little recap of that final moto of the day, the second MX1 moto. And we've been counting our lucky stars all season long, but finally the skies opened up and we had ourselves a legitimate mutter, even though it was on a sand track.
Yeah, what is it, 16 motos without having one, or 32 if you tie both classes together. It's been gorgeous all summer, so it happened to happen. So, but like you said, sand, so it was a little bit luckier. You know, you don't want it to happen at Walton or like Moncton last week. It would have been an absolute mess for everything. Me and Sammy were sliding it there. It was like an ice rink. But to watch the riders battle as hard as they did that moto, there was still lots of good action. And the fact that Cornell Nemeth takes his first moto win. Actually, wait, let's not get into that. Let's get into the start first. We saw Kyle Keese get the whole shot, which is amazing. He's got one at Gopher Dunes, now he got one here. He leads for a couple laps with Dusty Clyde in tow, and today the talk of the track was hard to pass. So Keese never gave him an opportunity until he made a little mistake, and then Clot slipped by, and then Nemeth puts on the charts, he slips by, and then everybody kind of started funneling into their positions after that, and it started being a little bit of a train race. And you could see that the track, the way the rain was coming down, goggles were coming off, 4 laps in, and the track really started to get one line.
The thing that I noticed that I haven't noticed here before was the depth of the ruts in some of those corners, especially over the big tunnel in that front section. Those ruts were as big and as deep as anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was. I talked to Nemeth on the podium there, and I'm like, this is kind of like endurocross. And we saw him dominate that at Montreal, and we know he's kind of an off-road kind of guy, and he was dominating in those ruts. He was standing up in that stuff, using his legs, his power in the body to just kind of get through all that stuff. And you could really see that he was in total control. There were a lot of other guys. You saw some paddling and some fighting, and those are the guys that were kind of stepping backwards. Got to talk about Bobby Canary, no points today. Goes from second to fourth in the points. Not sure if Keese passed him or not. There might be maybe 1 point up heading into next weekend. But Nemeth right now is absolutely in second, all kind of by himself, maybe 10 points on Bobby. So big changes there. Josh Demuth has a horrible day, doesn't get any points. He goes from third in points all the way back to maybe sixth, depending on how Mason Phillips moved in. It's going to be an interesting final 2 motos for that number 2 spot. Dusty Klatt, he is our champion. We've crowned him today. The celebration happens next week. He goes into next weekend with basically no pressure on him at all. And it was pretty cool, the interviews that we gave him. He really knew that he wasn't the fastest guy this year, but you always say it's a battle of attrition. You got to be in there for the 9-round series, and he was. Colton wasn't able to, and he is our 2010 champ. He finished second in that final moto, and Cornell Nemeth puts the stop to the Blackfoot dominance. They've won 7 in a row, and Cornell, you can see him coming off the podium, his fist in the air, and it's great to see because he was a slow starter and he's a fast finisher, and gotta love it, Cornell. Good smile on your face.
I'm Cam Brownson, host of Angler and Hunter Television. On the way to the blind, it's on my Yamaha. I'm Dave Mercer, host of The Facts Efficient, and this is my Yamaha.
I'm Jim Rogers, VP, VMAX Owners Association, and this is my Yamaha. What kind of Yamaha are you?
Thank you for joining us, folks. We'll see you in a minute.